Welcome to this mind-blowing video where we've captured the most unbelievable moments on camera. Can you even fathom what you're about to witness? Prepare yourself for moments that will leave you breathless. Are you ready to experience the unimaginable? This beautiful girl in a black and white dress creates bubbles with her skilled hands, playing with them in front of an audience. Isn't it incredible how something so simple can capture the attention of so many? How does she make something so delicate look so magical? A group of ducks marches in perfect formation, their owner guiding them back to the coop. How fascinating is it to witness such order and discipline in nature? What does it say about the connection between humans and animals when this harmony exists? A dazzling light show lights up the sky, showcasing the brilliance of human technology. Can you believe how far we've come in using technology to create such breathtaking displays? How does it feel to see the sky become a canvas for human creativity? A packed train with people piled on top of each other, even the roof is full. Would you dare to experience this packed ride? How do you feel about pushing yourself to the limit just to be part of something so chaotic? A giant whale approaches the boat almost as if inviting humans into its ocean home. How incredible is it to get so close to such a majestic creature? Can you feel the power and peace that the ocean brings when it welcomes us in? The pilot skillfully uses the powerful engine of the plane to carve a perfect circle in the snowy landscape. How does it feel to witness the mastery of aviation in action? What goes through the pilot's mind as they execute such a daring maneuver? These two small dogs glide smoothly down a steep hill on a skateboard. Their movements so precise, they look like professional athletes. Isn't it amazing how these tiny creatures have such skill? What makes them so fearless in the face of adventure? A powerful gust of wind blows sand and dust through the streets, forcing pedestrians to cling to poles and cover their faces. How overwhelming must it be to experience nature's force so directly? What does it take to endure such a violent storm? A slow-moving train carries heavy Boeing airplanes on its back, moving carefully down the tracks. How much power does it take to move something so massive? Can you imagine the weight of responsibility the train carries with such precious cargo? Under the golden glow of the streetlights, the waves crash harder against the shore, doubling their strength. How can the ocean have so much power, yet feel so calm at the same time? What causes the waves to crash with such fury? Nature explorers remain calm as a rhino charges at them, ready to defend itself. How do you stay composed when faced with such danger? What kind of courage does it take to deal with the unpredictable forces of nature? A car is disguised as a small airplane showing off on the road. How does something so unusual capture the attention of everyone around? What makes these unique creations so intriguing and fun to watch? Massive ice blocks slowly slide off the roof, crashing to the ground like shattered glass. How does it feel to witness something so solid break apart so easily? What power lies within the quiet form of ice? A light rain paired with powerful winds topples a metal pole from a white tent. How can something as delicate as rain have such an immense impact when combined with wind. What do we do when nature's forces work together to overwhelm us? A group of eels fights for golden morsels of food, creating a scene that feels straight out of the prehistoric era. How does it feel to watch animals battle for survival? What does this primal struggle teach us about the rawness of nature? A landslide crashes down from the mountains, sweeping rocks with it. Can you imagine the unstoppable force behind it? How does it feel when nature moves everything in its path without hesitation? Adventurers jump from the plane, embracing the sky with parachutes. How does it feel to free fall through the air, completely at the mercy of the wind? How do they gather the courage to take that first leap? The high-speed rail tracks are designed to move seamlessly, allowing trains to glide effortlessly. How much innovation is needed to create something that moves so perfectly? Can you imagine a world where transportation is always this smooth? This strong dog holds onto a toy car, spinning it in circles with great energy and speed, almost like it's in a circus act. How does it feel to watch such raw power in motion? What makes this moment so exhilarating? The hilarious food battle between the chicken and the dog will leave you in stitches. How can animals get so worked up over food? What makes their playful rivalry so entertaining? watch. The floating train glides just above the road, showcasing the future of public transportation. How advanced is this new era of travel? Can you imagine a world where traffic jams are a thing of the past thanks to these futuristic designs? A train moves along the tracks submerged in salty water, leaving a trail of white salt behind. How does nature's salt find its way into every corner of the world? What does it mean when the man-made and the natural world collide? A snowplow rips through the streets, sucking up every flake in its path and forcefully spitting it out. How powerful are the machines we've created to tame nature? What is it like to witness these machines work with such force? Two massive cargo ships glide slowly past each other, and on the water their collision, causing a nearby room to crumble like a cake. How delicate is the balance between power and destruction? What does it feel like to see such a slow motion? Disaster unfold. This jellyfish, with its translucent body glowing like jelly, moves gracefully through the water, its long tentacles trailing behind. How can creatures so delicate captivate us with their beauty? What is it about their movement that mesmerizes us? Huge snow blocks tumble from the mountain, filling the air with white powder, creating an explosive burst of energy. How does it feel when nature's force erupts in such a dramatic display? Can you imagine the power behind these massive snowstorms? A garbage truck uses its strength to scoop a sofa into its container, looking almost like a giant eating a snack. How amusing is it to watch machines perform these tasks with such ease? What's the power behind these everyday machines? A swift boat maneuvers smoothly through a flooded forest, avoiding obstacles in the darkness of the night. How thrilling must it be to navigate through the unknown like that? Can you feel the adrenaline pumping through every turn? A fierce black cat faces off against a giant dog, ready to protect her kittens. How does she summon the courage to face such a large threat? What does it take to stand strong against something so much bigger than you? This playful gray dog curls its head under to offer a pillow for its owner, a moment of pure warmth and affection. How heartwarming is it to see this simple act of love between a pet and its owner? Can you feel the bond between them? In this tender moment, a dangerous fire near the highway forces firefighters to drop retardant from helicopters to contain the flames. How much effort does it take to fight back against such an unforgiving force? What's it like to be on the front lines of such a massive battle with nature? The train races along the rainy coastal tracks, waves crashing wildly, spraying foam over the rails. The fierce wind howls as if nature itself is challenging this machine. Can you feel the raw tension? Is the train truly racing the storm, or is it destined to lose? Silently drifting under the narrow bridge, the boat's mast suddenly strikes a power line. Sparks fly lighting up the sky like fireworks. How could such a quiet moment erupt into chaos in a blink? Have you ever witnessed danger sneak up so unexpectedly? The parrot uses its sharp, strong beak to carefully tear strips of red paper, then tucks them into its feathers like a colorful decoration. Isn't it amazing how such a small creature can create its own art? What secret meaning could this crafty act hold? A boomerang is thrown with perfect skill, slicing through the air before curving back to the exact starting point. How can something so simple defy expectations so precisely? Have you ever marveled at the magic hidden in ancient tricks? The sidewalk ripples and waves as if a minor earthquake shook it awake and water begins to seep down the street. Can you sense the subtle power beneath our feet? What hidden forces are constantly shaping the world around us? The giant blue whale surfaces, spraying a towering fountain of mist from its blowhole, sending ripples across the ocean's surface. Isn't this breathtaking? Can anything feel more majestic than witnessing the world's largest creature? In its element, has the weather thrown these insects into chaos? They swarm erratically through the city sky as if lost in a storm of confusion. Can you imagine the disarray when nature's balance is disturbed? What unseen forces disrupt even the smallest lives? The red truck drives smoothly until suddenly it plunges into a massive hole in the road. How fast can a peaceful journey turn into disaster? Have you ever been caught off guard by an unexpected trap on a familiar path? A giant pile of logs tumbles down like a game of dominoes, crashing onto the snow-covered ground. Isn't it oddly satisfying and terrifying at the same time? How can destruction have such a strange rhythm? And beauty. The factory by the river erupts suddenly black smoke, and flames burst from the chimneys which begin to tilt and collapse. Can you feel the shock of industrial disaster unfolding? How fragile is human control when fire and steel clash? The massive truck strains its engine to climb a steep hill, hauling a huge concrete pole on its back. Can you imagine the raw effort and determination behind this struggle? What stories do these machines tell of relentless perseverance? As she opens the car door, a gust of rainy wind whips her hair wildly as if trying to carry it away. Can you feel the sudden burst of nature's playful fury? Have you ever been caught in such a moment? Where the ordinary turns chaotic. A massive lightning bolt crashes near a soccer field during a heavy storm, shaking the ground and lighting the sky. Can you imagine the sheer power that made players scatter in fear? How small do we feel when faced with nature's fierce wrath? He glides effortlessly on a board across the open sea, as if dancing with the waves. Doesn't it look like the simplest thing in the world? Can you feel the freedom and thrill wrapped in this graceful moment? Carrying towering stacks of containers, the ship leans dangerously close to tipping over as cargo is unloaded. How terrifying is the balance between order and chaos here? Could one wrong move send everything crashing down? A strong wind tears off the toll booth canopy on the highway, sending debris flying. Can you hear the roar of nature's raw force? How vulnerable are our man-made structures when storms rage? Uncontrolled. Snow suddenly slides off a rooftop, almost burying parked cars below under a white blanket. Have you ever witnessed such quiet power in a simple snowfall? Isn't it amazing how small shifts can have huge effects? Men barely escape just before a massive wooden plank crashes down. Can you imagine the split-second decisions that save lives? How close are we to disaster when luck and timing collide? Heavy rains wash away soil, turning it into rushing brown torrents. Can you picture the unstoppable force of erosion in action? How often do we forget that water, gentle at times, can become a powerful sculptor? Hailstones pound trees, snapping branches while rain lashes down furiously. Have you ever been caught in such a brutal storm? How fierce can nature be when it unleashes its icy fury? A violent gust flips over a parked truck, tossing it like a toy. Can you believe the strength required to do such damage? How quickly can calm turn to chaos in a storm's fury? Hail cracks the windshield of a moving car, spider webbing it like shattered glass. Can you imagine the panic inside? How vulnerable do we become when nature attacks with such sudden force? A dust storm swirls, kicking up clouds of red-brown earth, barreling forward like an unstoppable beast. Can you sense the overwhelming power of this moving wall? What must it be like to stand before such a force? A slight collision by a massive train knocks down a riverside shelter with ease. Isn't it shocking how quickly structures can be destroyed? How much strength hides in something so huge? The storm rips tables and tents apart, sending them flying into a pool. Can you feel the chaos unleashed in an instant? How fragile are our carefully built comforts? In nature's hands. A delivery vehicle breaks down right as it's unloaded from a container truck. Have you ever seen plans unravel so fast? What happens when the last step becomes the weakest link?
Two engineers have created the ultimate fusion of relaxation and creativity, testing their invention, a chair that not only lets them unwind, but also weaves cozy wool hats. Isn't it amazing how innovation can turn the simplest moments into pure magic? Look at this beautiful flock of birds indulging in a refreshing shower inside a water pipe. Their joyful splashes and carefree spirit witness the raw power of a man lifting an astonishing number of heavy weights, all at once. His strength is nothing short of terrifying, as every muscle flexes. Yellow crane looks like a smoke-breathing beast as it continuously releases thick white clouds into the air. It's almost as if this giant machine is alive, churning out mist, like a mystical fog creator. What a surreal... The relentless force of the ocean crashes fiercely, causing this massive ship to sway and struggle against towering waves. Spray explodes everywhere, drenching the vessel in wild, uncontrollable bursts of seawater. Nature's power here is both terrifying and mesmerizing. This guy's hilarious creativity shines as he invents a DIY washing machine from simple household items. His clever contraption might not look perfect, but the humor and ingenuity behind it make you smile. Sometimes the best solution. The excavator driver skillfully uses its gigantic gears to carve out a strong, precise path on the rugged road ahead. Watching those massive mechanical wheels turn and shape the earth is like witnessing a giant... Look at him, flying his black and white kite, twisting and curling through the sky like a giant flying serpent with endless length. It moves so fluidly and hypnotically, as if this ribbon of wind itself has... Despite the thick, freezing layer of ice all around, people are still out there catching massive crabs beneath the surface. It's incredible how life and warmth persist beneath the coldest barriers. What an awe-inspiring display of human resilience and nature's mystery. What could have driven this guy out into the bitter cold, snowy street? Suddenly, he slips and tumbles dramatically. Was it a moment of distraction or just pure bad luck? Either way, his fall is shocking and makes you hold your breath. Sometimes the simplest moments turn dangerous. Inside this vibrant, flower-decorated motorbike, joy comes alive as a group releases a swarm of tiny fish into the storage compartment. It's such a playful and unexpected act, bringing life and laughter to the road in the most colorful way imaginable. Three friends jump from the skies together, perfectly synchronized, turning their parachuting into an extraordinary performance. Their teamwork and harmony paint a breathtaking picture of freedom and trust. What a spectacular dance of courage and friendship. Just look at this barista's masterpiece. A cappuccino, so beautifully crafted, it looks almost too good to drink. The delicate foam patterns and rich colors are a true test. Who else feels inspired to grab one right now? The pilot takes a well-deserved break, high above the clouds, sipping a uniquely crafted beer while flying the plane. It's a rare glimpse into a moment of calm and joy. Amid the vast, endless sky, imagine balancing work and pleasure so effortlessly. The young woman in pink grips the steering wheel tightly, but stress gets the best of her as she spins it wildly until it breaks apart. Such a dramatic moment of tension and frustration on the road. Ever had a day where everything just seems to fall apart? Watch as the excavator scoops bucket after bucket of water, carefully washing down the white car beside it. The juxtaposition of heavy machinery delicately bathing a shiny vehicle is strangely satisfying. A gentle giant caring for its smaller neighbor. The huge semi-truck hauls a massive water tank down the road like a giant mechanical beast on wheels. Its imposing presence commands attention, rolling steadily through the landscape like a relentless force of industry and power. This adult elephant curiously reaches its long trunk through the tiny bathroom window, searching for something unseen. Its gentle inquisitiveness and unexpected closeness remind us how wild creatures can surprise us in the most ordinary places. The garbage collector adds rhythm to his workday by dancing while collecting trash. His lively moves bring joy to an otherwise routine task, proving that happiness can be found even in the simplest of jobs. Who says work can't be fun? Though tied down tightly, the boat still drifts toward the shore, pushed relentlessly by strong winds. Nature refuses to be contained, reminding us how sometimes, no matter how hard we try, the forces around us are beyond control. The skier glides across the snowy ground beneath a dazzling winter sun that casts a radiant halo above. It's a breathtaking moment of harmony between the cold earth and warm, light, pure magic in a winter wonderland. Let's jump right in. The road has been cordoned off with warning tape after a massive sinkhole suddenly opened, swallowing a huge chunk of the asphalt beneath. Can you imagine driving along and then facing a terrifying gaping? The waterfall roars with unstoppable force, unleashing countless sheets of white water, tumbling down its vast height. It's nature's raw power on full display, a breathtaking spectacle that overwhelms the senses with thunderous sound and dazzling sprays. Just a moment of carelessness turned into a hilarious disaster as the painter and his bucket toppled over. Not only did he fall to the floor, but white paint splattered all over his face, turning him into an accidental work of art. Sometimes chaos is unexpectedly funny. The excavator operator moves with a surprising rhythm, scooping up earth and dumping it onto the truck as if playing a game. Even in heavy labor, there's joy and pride, a testament that passion can transform any task into pure delight. The superspeed train lives up to its name, racing forward at breathtaking velocity. Its sleek, unstoppable motion blurs the landscape, leaving everyone in awe of technology, pushing the limits of speed and precision. The bright red train screeches to a halt just in time, avoiding a terrifying derailment that could have sent it crashing off the tracks. The narrow escape leaves hearts pounding, reminding us how fragile safety can be in the face of danger. The ocean's deep blue surface sparkles with life as millions of fish swim playfully together like a massive underwater festival. It's a mesmerizing gathering, a joyous reunion of nature's tiniest dancers swirling in perfect harmony. The river's turbulent currents shake the fragile boat, assembling a bridge, knocking vital pieces into the rushing water. The struggle between man's will and nature's force unfolds dramatically as each fragment slips. Three friends begin tidying up, but suddenly, a powerful gust sweeps through scattering chairs and belongings like leaves in a storm. The chaos laughs at their efforts. Nature has its own unpredictable plans. The adult elephant watches closely as the drummer beats his instrument, then mimics the rhythm with its trunk in a charming display of intelligence and connection. This playful imitation shows how deeply animals can engage with human culture. At sunset, the lake shimmers softly as a flock of swallows dart gracefully above, painting the sky with elegant motion. It's a moment of pure tranquility and beauty. Urgently awaits rescue, and a helicopter arrives just in time to airlift him to safety. This dramatic intervention highlights the thin line between survival and disaster on the vast, unforgiving ocean. A heartbreaking tragedy unfolds as scores of whales wash up lifeless on the shore, victims of nature's cruel mysteries. Their silent bodies, strewn on the sand, tell a mournful story of loss and fragility in the wild. Without warning, a mighty tree uproots itself and crashes heavily into a nearby house, instantly demolishing the structure. The sheer force of nature's blow reminds us how fragile human homes really are in the face of natural disasters. After heavy rains, the swollen river floods and destroys the bridge spanning it, sending twisted wood and metal plunging into the currents. The unstoppable power of water reshapes the landscape, leaving destruction in its wake. A herd of sheep floods onto the highway in long, orderly lines, resembling a competitive marathon of woolly athletes racing toward the finish. The surprising spectacle turns a busy road into a playful field of fluffy chaos. When fire strikes, even the tallest trees cannot escape. The forest burns fiercely blackened trunks, standing as ghostly monuments to the destructive power of flames, consuming everything in their path. A massive lightning bolt slams into the tallest skyscraper, illuminating the city skyline with a brilliant flash that rivals daylight. The electric fury shakes the heavens and reminds us of nature's unstoppable force. In a barren grassland, terraces appear where golden water cascades down like molten streams, carving new paths into the earth. The surreal scene blends nature's artistry with the harshness of a dry, unforgiving. With impressive skill and cutting-edge technology, a vehicle scales towering rocky cliffs, conquering impossible terrain. It's a thrilling showcase of human ingenuity and the relentless drive to overcome nature's challenges. Flames blaze brightly against the night sky, glowing like a giant LED beacon in a dark, empty room. The fire's fierce light captivates all who see it, a blazing reminder of both danger . and awe-inspiring beauty. A white truck waits patiently as workers load it with farm produce, but surprisingly the cargo piles high on its roof rather than inside. This bizarre loading choice raises eyebrows and makes you wonder about the strange logic behind it.
This guy will surely never be replaced by artificial intelligence.
A massive truck hauling several cars across train tracks meets disaster when the train strikes, ripping off the truck's trailer. The chaotic crash leaves metal twisted and scattered, a harsh reminder of the dangers at railway crossings. A skilled skier narrowly escapes a massive avalanche racing down the slope just ahead of the roaring wall of snow. The heart-pounding chase between man and mountain is a thrilling battle for survival against nature's raw power. A white car miraculously avoids being crushed by falling rocks, tumbling down the hillside, a lucky escape that leaves drivers and passengers stunned and grateful for fate's favor. Aid planes drop parachuted supplies from high above, delivering critical relief packages gently to those in desperate need. The sight of cargo floating down like guardian angels offers hope amid hardship. Thank you so much for watching the entire video. Your support inspires us to bring you more incredible moments that thrill, amaze, and move. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. The next unbelievable story is just around the corner.